For the second weekend in a row, Yuna has pumped me full of Italian food and carbs right before the recording.
I know.
Last week we had the beautiful gnocchi.
Beautiful gnocchi with and pizza.
And was it the same night?
No,
that was
the
over the
night,
weekend.
Over the weekend, yeah.
But today it might as well have been that because what was it, like some bread with the burrata cheese?
Some Italian bread with burrata cheese and olive oil and vinegar, and then we had calzone.
A big old calzone,
and
which really I had most of it.
Yeah, and then Matt has 75% of it.
And some arancini.
And the arancini,
which are just like
arancini.
Like fried balls of
balls of
risotto. Fried balls of wanting to take a nap right afterwards.
Yeah, so it's pretty carb, heavy loaded.
Yeah, which is a recipe for amazing entertainment, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Matt.
And this is Yuna.
And this is Our Three Things, a podcast about joyful things.
Yes.
Thought I might try like a shorter version of that this week.
Introduction.
Find something that I can actually say consistently every week, so I think that'll work.
Okay.
How are you,
Sounds
Yuna?
Good.
How's it going?
I'm good. Trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our ongoing, this feels like the one bit of like continuity in our podcast since the beginning so far is that our updated lockdown in New South Wales.
Yeah.
I guess in Sydney specifically. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse again.
Yeah. But well, as you always said, one rotten apple spoils the whole bag.
That's right. Now, what's the Chinese expression for that?
一颗老鼠屎坏了一锅粥.
For all of our Chinese listeners, I'm very sorry, 对不起. Because I think Yuna just said something very offensive in Chinese.
No, I didn't.
This is a clean show, you know.
Yeah, it's a clean show.
Now, before we jump into it, actually, there's one thing I wanted to update on, which we haven't really done any like continuous topics, I guess with the exception of the Olympics.
Yes.
But last week, for those who listened to last week's episode 7, we had a small debate come out about our one of our weekly dinners and the best way to consume the dinner, these Vietnamese wraps that we kind of make ourselves.
The Vietnamese fresh spring roll.
Yeah, and we found out that because these little things that the short version is we have these rice paper wraps, and we have a bunch of fillings that we just do ourselves, and we make them and eat them as like a fun little weeknight dinner.
Yeah.
Easy to do, very healthy. And we have different opinions on the best way to stack them.
Exactly.
But we ate that again this last week.
Yes.
And I must say, I tip my cap to you, Yuna, because I tried your method.
Yes.
And I had a much nicer roll. It was a good experience. There was no mess, very little fuss.
Yeah.
And I concede.
You can see
yours
the difference, right?
Yours were
more
better.
Structured and better and tasty. You can basically have all the ingredients in one bite.
I feel like my eyes have wakened up to the truth.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was that like I had to think about making it.
Yeah.
Like I felt like a little kid. Actually, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of
building Lego.
Well, building Legos, but I mean like trying to change from doing it the way I was normally to now.
Yeah.
Reminded me of when I moved from America to Australia and switching from driving on the right side to the left side of the road. I had to like think about every movement I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once I got past that, I think yours is the superior method for making
Thank you. And then you know what's funny is because we have been eating this dish for probably a couple of months, right? But we never noticed actually we're using different method to construct the roll.
Yeah.
Until we discussed on the show, which is really funny.
So this has been an exercise in relationships and communication.
Yeah.
So for all you couples out there, maybe make some Vietnamese rolls at home and you'll enhance your relationship.
Yeah, they have a healthy debate.
There you go.
And they will have a show out of it.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's get into it. Yuna, I think you're up first today. So what is your first thing this week?
My first thing is really simple. It's
I feel like we always say that, and then we talk for like 10 minutes about it.
It is very simple.
Let's just jump into it. Yeah, no need for that caveat.
It's our Xiaomi robot cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
So tell us more about that.
So this is like a robotic cleaner. Works on the hard wooden floor and the carpet.
Just for my friends in, well, most countries, I think, who maybe don't know what Xiaomi is. So you can compare it to like a Roomba. It's like one of those little
Roomba,
like vacuum cleaner automatic little guys. Yeah, little robot.
Yeah. So I bought mine from my favorite website, Taobao. So Taobao, if you don't know, is the equivalent of
that must
Amazon.
have been one of your things by now, right? Maybe not.
Not yet.
It will be at some point, probably.
At some point. Yeah. But I believe Matt would agree with me. This is probably one of the few best purchase we both enjoyed thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
The robot cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because before when we used to live in like a smaller apartment with carpets, we try to use a vacuum machine, right? And sometimes it's so hard to clean. You always have different hairs, dust, stuff, and you have to clean that once every week. But since we have this, we're always looking for a good robot cleaner, which can work on.
Some of them are so expensive too.
I know, it's like a couple $1,000s, right? And they can work on the wooden floor as well as carpet. Mm-hmm. And then we found this one. Oh my God, it works as a magic. It's so good. And basically, Matt and I just run this machine like once a week. Mm-hmm. And it does great job. It cleans everything and map out your whole apartment. So, and saves a lot of our time as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the only other place we need to use the vacuum machine ourselves, we have a separate one like Dyson one. It's just those narrow corners the robot cleaner couldn't go into.
Yeah.
But what amazing is this robot cleaner, it can go under your bed, your sofa, and all your furnitures. So
this is becoming an ad again. This is starting to become an advertisement.
No, I'm just saying.
Xiaomi, where's the money? Where's the money?
But it's just so clean because we both do exercise at home, and I use yoga mat quite a lot. So if there's any dust on a wooden floor or on carpet, I see it straight away.
You could also bring up the fact that we have a furry little dog.
Yes, we have a furry little dog, but since we have been using this vacuum machine, you barely see any hair or dust, which is great,
yeah,
right?
It's good.
So that's why it saves a lot of time for us, although we don't have much to do on the weekend anyway, but it's still nice while you are sitting on the couch, drink your coffee, watching a Netflix show while your robot cleaner just doing the hard work, cleaning your floor for 2 hours. I think it's a great investment. What do you think?
You went back into advertisement territory again at the end there. No, I do love this thing. I mean, I hate vacuuming. I don't think no one likes vacuuming. No one likes that as their chore.
Someone loves cleaning and organizing.
Maybe some of them do. I don't know. Maybe that's like the artificial intelligence they put in the little robot. They take it from someone who loves vacuuming and put it in a robot. Yeah. And that's how they get it to work. I don't know. But I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and this vacuum machine is so smart, and it can distinguish the obstacle along the way and move around it. It's so smart.
That is cool, like the mapping functionality it does. You can like see it makes like a little blueprint on your phone.
Yeah.
And you can see, it like knows where it needs to go. And then because I think the first time we ran it, it took like 2 hours to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's not that long.
And it does a very thorough cleaning. And there's also another function we haven't tried. Is they have the mop function.
Yeah, we probably should do that.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun, right? Yeah. So that's my number one thing.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Not yet.
If they're a sponsor for us, we'll be really happy.
This is free advertising.
I know.
For Xiaomi's cleaning products.
Yes, but it just makes our life so much easier.
That's right.
Convenient. So that's my number one thing. What's yours?
So my number one this week, we're gonna go back to another familiar corner for me.
Yeah.
And I won't do any build up to it. It's the trash corner again.
Trash corner?
Yeah. So I am bringing a reality TV show today.
Yeah.
And it's not the one that you think it might be. There's another one that I'm watching pretty often right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up later. Probably in either next episode or the following, because I haven't finished it yet. This is one that we've actually watched before. You and I have watched. It was a while ago, I think.
No, we watched together.
Yeah, we watched it together. That's
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. But I rewatched it recently, at least the first season.
Yeah.
So there is a reality show that's called Are You the One?
Yes. Not the Chinese show Are You the One?
Is that what it's called? The Chinese one? Okay,
the
so
one.
it's not the Chinese one.
Because they have the one on SBS.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's one for those for like a lot of countries, I think. Is it called Are You the One?
Are You the
Or
One?
is it like,
The English version is Are You the One?
really? It's the exact
Yeah.
same name?
Yes.
Are you sure? Hang on. I'm going to fact
pretty
check
sure.
that real quick.
I'm pretty sure, 100%.
The Chinese one is If You Are the One.
Oh, If You Are the One. Sorry.
Very subtle. I was doubting that they would have literally the word for word same name.
Okay, If You
It's
Are
very
the
close.
One.
So the one I'm talking about is Are You the One?
The Netflix one.
With a question mark.
Yes.
There's a Chinese dating reality show called If You Are the One.
Yeah.
This is one, Are You the One? It's like a question. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting caught up in that too much. This one is called Are You the One? Are You the One? It has a question mark in the title. I'm trying to reflect that.
Okay.
Are you the one?
Yes,
Are
I
you
am.
the one? Are you the one?
I'm the one.
You can stress like every word there and it's a different
know.
meaning. Anyway, going off topic already. All right. So Are You the One is a American reality TV series.
American?
Originally, yeah, this one is American.
Oh, it's not the show. Okay.
No. This is American. We watched it together.
Yeah, I know.
So it was aired on MTV. The first season was in 2014, and I believe it's actually, I don't know if it's complete, if it's.
Oh, it's 2014. I thought that was that was a new show. It's not. Okay,
No, that's
just
not a new
new
show.
in Netflix.
So it did run for 8 seasons. I think technically it's done, but it ran from 2014 to 2019 on MTV. Under the host Ryan Devlin, seasons 1 through 5, and Terrence J, season 6 through 8. I've actually only watched season 1 and part of season 2. Because that's what's on Netflix. They haven't put the rest of them on Netflix. So I never watched this when it aired originally, but season 1 and 2 were on Netflix. And so basically, before I go into why I like it, just a quick kind of primer on the concept. Basically, there's a group of men and women that are secretly paired into couples by producers. And what they claim is there's like a matchmaking system that they do. So they fill out all these things and they put all of their personality profiles. And through some algorithm, they figure out from this group of 10 women and 10 men, what which of the one from the opposite group is their
Is it
perfect
actually
match,
your perfect match?
their ideal match in theory, but they don't tell them that.
No.
So then they throw all 20 of these people in a house. Season 1 is in Hawaii, and basically they have 10 weeks to try and find and figure out who their perfect match is, where they all like live in this one house together. So there's a couple of things about this. So every week they all go to this matchup ceremony where they rotate first the guys, then the girls, and vice versa. And they'll pick who their perfect match is. And then once they get all 10 right, they win. So they get a prize of up to, they get a prize of $1 million in season 1. So $50,000 each. And they only have 10 tries to do this. There's also a kind of a game element of this that they can play with called the Truth Booth, which is basically they do like a series of kind of reality TV show style like challenges and matches, and based on that, a couple can go into the Truth Booth where they can find out if they are a perfect match or if they're not. And if they are, then they actually go like separately and go hang out for the rest of the time on the island and just kind of be together in like what they call the honeymoon suite, and the rest of the people continue to play the game. What I really like about this show, and we've talked about reality shows a little bit in the past. So we talked about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah. Right. And the reason we love that show, right, is just because of the, I'm just going to come out and say it. We do really enjoy this show. And we're actively watching the new episodes right now.
We're actually watching like new episodes every
Thursday. Every Thursday. When it's released.
When it's released on Binge.
Yeah. So we're watching it on Binge streaming. And we love that show. Well, why do you think that we love Beverly Hills Housewives?
Why do you think we love it?
Yeah.
Because it's
be honest. Like,
I know, because for me, I have been following those ladies dramas for 11 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's after you know their backstories, and sometimes it's just interesting to see them argue for something that they shouldn't be arguing on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's just a show you would like to follow and to chill and watch the arguing.
Yeah. So like it's the fights and the drama,
I know.
right? That's the
so
dynamics.
it's the fights, the drama, the dynamics attracts me.
Exactly.
And I think for now we watch more because they have a mixed cast. They finally have like a
That's true. Yeah.
Asian housewife and as well as a black housewife there.
It only took them until like 2020.
Yeah, 2020 to do this. So yeah.
So yeah, and now going back to Are You the One? Like we like these reality shows generally. I mean, we've watched other ones too. Like what's the other one? Like Dating Around, First Dates, like
Dating
those kind of
Around,
ones.
First Date. Yeah.
We've probably watched some other ones too, but most of these we like because of like the drama and the interpersonal like dynamic and the conflict and all that, like the screaming matches and stuff. All of that is in Are You the One too. But what I like about this show so much is that it takes, in my opinion, takes like the best elements of that and then incorporates an actual, like a legitimately interesting kind of game into it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
What's funny when you watch this show is like, okay, well, you know, if it was just like 10, you know, non-reality show people, like just like 10 sort of like straightforward, rational thinking people, which you're never going to find on a reality show, obviously.
No,
so they cast this very...
They wouldn't cast
well,
that
one of the things
on
that they
show.
say, the reason that they cast is because these are all people who are self-confessed as terrible at relationships.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's actually the worse that you are at a relationship, that affects if you're going to be cast for this show. And so they go on there, and if they were just like normal, rational people who were level-headed and emotionally mature, I'll just say that, they could just play it as a game. They could like let's list all of our attributes. Let's list all of their attributes. And they could all sit down in a circle and probably...
I remember who's that guy?
Probably, there is one guy in season 1, this guy Ryan, I think.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Yeah,
yes.
Who tries to get everybody else to play the game.
Yeah.
And you know, in theory, you could probably do that, and then like within a couple of those tries at the matchup ceremony, you could probably get it. Because in the end,
they win like how much is it? $1 million?
Yeah. $1 million is the final prize. But what ends up happening is because they take these people, they're all in like their early 20s. They're all, you know, terrible at relationships, they're all very impulsive. And of course they cast reality show type of people, right? And so people sort of glom on, one of two things happens. Either people glom on to the very first person they can find. And like because there's this one couple, for example, who ended up not being a perfect match, but like within 5 minutes in the house on episode 1 is a Chris and Shanley, I think was their names.
Yeah.
And you just want to like scream at them, and the other people in the house scream at them because they go into the truth booth at the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
After like falling for each other instantly in the house, like having chemistry instantly. I think they even hook up before then. And they find out that they're not a perfect match, but they've already had these feelings for each other. And so this throws a whole wrench in everyone else. Yeah. Because it's a lost cause even that they should be together, because that's not going to win people the money. They all have to get their matches. But also, while they're kind of still up on each other, nobody else can get to know them. And so everyone's wondering, well, like that person could be my match, but I don't know, because they're just like all over this other person instead. Yeah. And so you get dynamics like that. Or you get these people who like don't want to connect to anyone. Then they just want to sort of like go from person to person. Yeah. There's a few people like that in the house. Yeah. And then you have these other people, these very rare cases of like these more rational people who actually want to play the game. Yeah. And it's interesting seeing all of this play out, because you have a mix of real emotions that people are trying to like sort through, while also a legitimate like a problem solving exercise. And it comes together in such a nice way. You talked about diversity as well. It's a very diverse cast.
Yeah, it's a very diverse cast.
One thing I didn't know until I was actually preparing for this episode is that, because I haven't watched the more recent seasons, but in recent seasons there's actually been some both LGBT and sexually fluid contestants. I think in the most recent or the one before the most recent, so season 7 or 8, there was actually there was still 20 people in the house, but all of them were basically like open to either gender. Yeah. And so like instead of just like 10 and 10, it was 10, all 20 could like one person could be a match for any of the other 19 people. Yeah. Which I need to look up that season, because that sounds amazing to watch. Like that would be really entertaining.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I love reality TV.
You love the reality TV?
Weirdly enough, like I feel like I'm enjoying it more the older I get. I don't know why.
Because life is boring.
Maybe like I think it's well, you mean because of now it's boring? Yeah. Yeah, that could be it. I know.
I think I know why. Because when you're getting older, right? Like you probably stay at home more, and then sometimes you have partners, you have families. You need to.
If you're gonna say that I like living vicariously through them, that's not.
No,
I don't think I'm jealous of them
That's
at all.
what I'm saying.
All right.
What I'm saying is because you grow older, so you have less party, so you don't go out that much when you were like early 20s, and probably you will have a partner, or you settle down, you enjoy more of your free time just to chill at home, or sometimes doing your chores, right? Because you live by yourself. So, and when you do those kind of chores or trying to chill and just want to have something in the background, the reality show is a perfect choice, right? If you put any drama on, you have to switch on your brain. But when you watch reality show, you can just let it be, and you can do whatever.
You say that, but when I watch these shows, I think it's actually the reverse.
Reverse?
I like seeing these because they're real people at the end of the day.
I know.
And I think like from a
They're
story,
the real people,
Well,
or
I mean,
actress.
sometimes they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could talk about like the Love is Blind reunion stuff. I don't even want to go there because I feel like that. I'm not going to go into this. Well, I'll save this one maybe for season 2 of Love is Blind. I'm annoyed at that show because of the after the altar.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, that guy Damien. I can't. No. Oh, I'm getting angry. This is against the spirit of the podcast. I'm going away from Love is Blind.
Okay.
Are You the One makes me happy to watch.
Okay.
Because it's just, I think it's still a nice level of trash, but because of the interpersonal dynamics of it, I find it like really fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
It's still trash. Like, don't get me wrong. This is still squarely in my trash corner, sitting with Beverly Hills and Love is Blind and First Dates and all those kind of reality shows.
Yeah.
But it's like juicy trash, you know?
Yeah.
It's like biting into an orange. It's like a little too sour, but you still like it.
And you still have like nice things coming out from those shows in the end.
That's true. Yeah, there was actually one couple that is still together from season 1 and has a baby. So there's you get those occasional things, which is nice. Yeah. So
they have like 2 babies.
2? You're talking about Ethan and Amber.
Yeah, Ethan and Amber.
Oh, they have 2?
$2, I think.
Oh, well, congratulations, Ethan and Amber.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you do find true love from this reality show, I guess?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Rarely, but sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my first thing. Yuna, what is your second thing?
My second thing is actually called Bianco Pantry. This is a boutique homemade Italian food delivery company. So that's my second thing.
Which is also, if you listen to our cold open of this show, that's what we were referring to, is that Italian food.
Yeah. They're not our sponsor. I just happened to find them through my Facebook ads.
I feel like you're sponsoring them as much as we order from them now.
I know. So that contributes to our heavy carb meals for the past 2 weekends. The reason like I list that as my second thing and I feel grateful, like joyful, is because since we're in lockdown, right? So we can't really go out to any Italian restaurant, and sometimes Matt is really craving for these tasty pizza.
You're gonna put that on me.
Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong. I do crave those things.
So Matt cravings for the pizza, right? But I, on the other hand, I crave for the desserts. So they happen to have one of my favorite Italian dessert place called the Papa Patisserie. I love their ricotta cheesecake, the cannoli.
Their tiramisu is really good.
Oh, so good. And I even have their cake as one of my favorite cake in one of my jobs. So I saw...
You did? Wait, you had a farewell cake from there?
Yeah,
Which cake was that?
I picked them myself, everything.
You didn't have strawberry watermelon cake as the farewell cake?
Because I wasn't exposed to strawberry and watermelon cake.
Oh, this is before that you saw the light.
Yeah,
okay,
that's long time ago.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I saw the ads on Facebook, right? They keep coming up, say, Nona knows the best of the Italian food. And then I keep seeing the ads, and then it happens to have those amazing pastries or cakes from Papa, as well as...
Yeah, which is a local Italian place here, yeah.
And the pasta sauce. And the reason I love it is because everything is prepared for you. They make it's so easy for you to make Italian pastas and eating the bread, cheese, and pizza so easy.
Yeah.
And the food is pretty fresh. So, and that brings both Matt and myself something to look forward to for the last 2 weekends, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Which is helpful nowadays.
Yeah, which is helpful nowadays. And that's why I put that as my number 2.
All right. So this is Yuna's second ad of the podcast. And by the looks of it, there might be a third one here.
Yeah. So
that's all right.
That's what you do when you're stay at home. You just experience those.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong.
Online shopping, you know.
Food delivery right now is like they're like the best people in my book.
Yeah. I agree. So Matt, what is your second thing?
So my second thing today is actually another thing that's enhanced by the fact that we've been stuck at home. Yeah. And that is our treadmill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
do you want to tell them where this treadmill is from?
It is from Taobao, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it is from Taobao.
And the brand?
I don't know the brand.
Xiaomi.
Oh, it's another Xiaomi. So okay, this is an unintentional ad from my end then. I just know it's a treadmill. So we actually bought this in like what, late 2019, early
2019 when there's a bushfire.
Early 2020 maybe. I can't remember.
No, I think it's
was it like a Christmas
2019.
Thing?
It's a Christmas gift for you.
Yeah. For me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I've gotten a lot of use out of it, so thank you for that. So we bought it originally when Australia was going through the really bad bushfire season, like right before the COVID pandemic started.
Yeah.
And you know, for those of you who maybe don't know what that was like, it was basically you couldn't go outside. The sky was like yellow some days.
Yeah. Just
the air quality index was like
and if you guys
in
know
the hundreds.
If you guys know like Harbour Bridge, Opera House, if you know these two places, and if you stand in front of the harbour,
you couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah,
That's how bad it is.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
And you know, I've talked about this before. I like to do distance running. It's sort of like something that keeps me sane and I mean not only fit physically but mentally, and like just helps me kind of. Our third host is making a quick appearance.
Yeah. Okay, good boy.
Good boy, Mocha.
Yeah.
Now he's staring at us longingly.
That's okay.
Anyway.
It's better than making you trouble.
That's true. That's a good point. So yeah, I like to do a lot of running, and it's just very important to me. And I couldn't do it back then. I think we had talked about this before because I think we would both thought we would get use out of a treadmill. Yeah. And so, you know, Yuna bought that, and we did use it. Like I used it a good amount of times during the bushfire. And then like once that was pretty much over, and I didn't really need to anymore because I always prefer to run outside if possible just to get fresh air. And it's, I don't know, I think treadmill can be kind of boring just in general. So went back to running outside. I don't know if I even really used it at all.
No, it's just me.
Yeah. And then Yuna used it occasionally. But now that we are limited in what we can do outside because we're still in our hard lockdown here,
yeah,
I've actually been able to run, like, honestly, just as much as I would if everything was normal because of the treadmill. So, like, this past week, I actually did, like, I think, like, over 60 kilometers on the week.
And I think...
on the treadmill.
And I think the other reason you can do it is because I also bought a very nice treadmill mat.
Oh, yeah, that's true,
and noise cancellation.
Yeah, because we do live in like an apartment building, and so if we didn't like, and it's on a wooden floor, so we would destroy the floor, which wouldn't be good, and also we would terrorize the people underneath us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have like a kind of a noise canceling like mat underneath.
Very professional.
Very
like
professional.
The gym grade.
Yes.
Again,
gym grade.
I bought from Taobao.
You were just like a walking ad for brands today.
Yeah.
That's gonna be incorporated into the episode title, I think.
I know.
Like Yuna the ad machine.
Yeah. For free.
Yeah. This is like an unpaid ad. That's like the worst of both worlds. It's good for the companies, I guess.
I know, but it's just really enjoying purchasing this, and you actually love using it, which is great.
Oh,
right?
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's why it's my second thing this week, because like I realized like now I can get up and like I just get up in the morning, jump on the treadmill, pretty hassle-free. I catch up on some TV while I watch.
Terrace House?
Maybe. It could be Terrace House. I'm not going to talk any more about Terrace House right now because I still have to finish the season.
Yeah.
But all I can say is poor Mizuki.
Okay,
just feel so
I have
bad
no
for
idea
her.
what you're talking
Feel
about.
so bad for her. Anyway, I also don't know if anyone who listens to this who knows even what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But maybe there's someone out there in the future
Yeah.
who has watched Terrace House and can relate and says, I know, poor Mizuki.
Yeah, even I can't relate. So
that's all right. But no, yeah, it's just great because I can still do everything that like, you know, like running is really something that just keeps me centered, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go deep into that side of things right now, but just to say the treadmill and having it is honestly one of the best things, one of the best like non-alive things in the house right now to me.
Yeah, and you know, like that's not only making you zen, right? Also make me more comfortable, because every time you go out running, it worries me, right? Because
right now, yeah,
especially right now in lockdowns and you have positive case in the community, I would be worried if you go out staying for like an hour, right? So I think it's beneficial for both of us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yuna, what is your third thing?
So my last thing, like what Matt said, could potentially be another ad, but I don't think so. So my third thing is I love those online shopping, pastry, cake, snacks, delivery company.
So just online food delivery, basically.
Online food? No, it's not like takeaway.
No, not like takeaway meals.
Not takeaway meals, just online pastry, cake, snacks.
So why don't you run down for us the things in the last like week or so that you've got that you loved?
So I think it's because this lockdown, right? A lot of like smaller business, they started doing the home delivery directly to the customer through different channels, right? Either Marketplace, Facebook, or WeChat Pay, which is the Chinese community who is using that. So for last week, I've purchased a very traditional Chinese pastry. Both Matt and myself loved so much when we were traveling in China.
Was that the little dates one?
Yeah, the little dates one, and like sort of also like a moon cake pastry and red bean paste. They have this traditional white layered crust, and it's so smooth, and I couldn't find it anywhere in Sydney, right? And I found that in this person's social media and she happens to deliver it to our area during this lockdown. So I ordered it. It's not cheap because it's all handmade, but it's so tasty. I finished the whole box when it arrived on that day. So
you did?
Yeah, I did. So that's one of the cake pastry shop I discovered, right? And also for those online deliveries, they constantly have these new additional snacks putting on there, which you can't find in any shops. Probably people make them from their own home because they can't work in a restaurant anymore, so they just make it from home. And I had those. They have this roasted soy braised duck. Oh, so yummy. Reminds me of the food I used to eat back in China. I couldn't find anywhere like they actually make it here.
Could you find those even if we weren't in lockdown and we went to Chinatown?
No.
Still?
No.
So not even the duck?
No, because it's not a very usual common dishes in the Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
The soy-based braised duck, like it's very common in Shanghai.
It's a Shanghainese style, right?
Yeah, it's very Shanghainese style, and I loved it. So I'm so glad I found this social media person and ordered it. It turns out to be good.
You're lucky we're not poisoned.
I know, that's the thing, because every time I got these boxes, the funny thing is like don't have expiry date, it don't have the ingredients. I don't know who made it. But I just tell Matt.
You know, when you say it like that, you're really making it sound like a big risk we're taking.
Yeah, but it's
like we won't go outside for a few minutes, but we'll just take some food from a stranger.
Well, it's a stranger, like sort of reputable among the community, because I'm not the only one order those foods.
So these other people are vouching for them.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's like kind of like group buy.
Okay.
People know this group by talking to each other on social media, right? So it's kind of like you group buy from like rare pastry foods in Sydney group.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you even did that sometimes when we weren't in lockdown though. I remember there was one pastry company that I went and picked up for you once that you bought in like a group, like a package.
Yeah.
And I literally, it was just someone.
Yeah.
I walked up and there was this girl giving packages out of the back of like a van. Yeah. And I just like assumed like I'm here for Yuna Tang. It's like, oh, yes. And she just gave me a paper bag.
Yeah. So there are actually a lot of like this small pastry company or little shop. They do this drive around delivery.
It feels sketchy to me when I do that.
No, it's not sketchy. Just I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you have that on Instagram as well on Facebook Marketplace. It just a very popular pastry post or food post, and people found out and they start buy directly from this person or this group.
Yeah.
And because so many people buy from them, so they kind of become reputable. So you won't get food poison from that.
Well, we haven't yet anyway.
We haven't had. So I ordered so many times, but we haven't get any food poison from that. Touch wood.
I guess in theory, like if we keep eating stuff like that and it's just from someone's house, maybe our immune system will just get super powerful.
Yeah, I guess so. But the things like, it still makes me joyful because I would never buy these kind of things so often if it's not locked down or have this service.
Isn't that ironic? Like I feel like in lockdown you're getting more of those than you would.
Yeah,
I guess it balances out the unpleasantness.
It makes you like experiment more, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, and you know, there's one more place I would like to try. Right, again, I discovered this from social media.
So this is the last ad of the day.
It's called Red Book, right? There's this Japanese pastry who lives across the river. Unfortunately, it's past the 5 kilometers.
Yeah, we can't. It's out of the zone we can go.
I know, but the picture of the cake she put on her Instagram page. Oh my God, they're so pretty and tasty. I really want to try that. So if we ever come out from this lockdown, and we could travel for more than 5 kilometers, I would buy her cake.
So that's the first thing we're gonna do when we're out of lockdown.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Just one of the things.
But it's on the list. It's on the list.
It's on the list. Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's the third thing that makes me having joy. Just those online shopping, delivery, pastry, cake, snacks place.
That's a lot of things squeezed into one, but I feel like, yeah.
So what's your last thing, Matt?
This might sound odd to have as one of my things, but my last thing today is working from home.
Yeah.
And I know this some people don't consider this a joyful thing, to be working from home, at least not all the time like we have been. But I've been working from home since, how long has it been? When was the last time I was in the office? You know, like January 2020 maybe?
January 2020, yes.
And I think that was just for one
That's
day.
It.
That was only one day. So a quick history lesson for those who don't know, which is everyone except Yuna and myself, basically.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of January, well, I mean, let's even back further from that, around like Christmas, I think, of 2019.
Yeah.
Right after, maybe like around New Year's, I got really sick. I had like tonsillitis, I think, wasn't it? I had something really bad in my throat.
Yeah.
And so I didn't actually start the year off that well. And I was like sick and at home.
Yeah, I remember in the New Year's Eve, you're pretty sick.
Yeah, and then even when I got better, I stayed home. And again, this was like me doing social distancing before social distancing was even a thing, before COVID started.
Yeah.
And I was saying, okay, well, I feel okay, but I don't know, maybe I'm still contagious with something. So I stayed home and worked from home. I went in, I think it was before Chinese New Year. I went to the office, I think one day.
Yeah.
Before that. And then we went to China for Chinese New Year, which was...
But you were not sick when you were in China?
In China?
Yeah, before you go to China, you were not sick, right?
I was like getting over the throat thing. It was still hurting a little bit, but not too bad. Like I enjoyed the first few days there. Yeah. What was that? So that would be like early February, right? In last year?
No,
2020?
January.
Late January.
Because that before my birthday, because we spent our birthday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was your birthday.
Yeah,
so it was late January 2020.
Yeah.
So until then, just to keep for who's keeping track at home, I had gone to work one day so far in 2020 as of then. So we were on vacation, and then while we were in China, COVID sort of started. The pandemic kind of started, like all the restrictions.
So we were
and
already in lockdown when we were in China back then.
Exactly.
That's the start.
Yeah, and then we got home, and because we were in China when the lockdown started, we were in basically self-quarantine. So we were like one of the early people quarantining ourselves in Australia.
Yeah, basically. So when we came back, we self-quarantined ourselves for like 14 days.
Yeah, 14 days.
And at the end of
at the end of the 14 days is when we decided to get a puppy.
Yeah.
And that's when Mocha entered our family.
Yeah.
So I stayed home, even though like I wasn't sick at all, and we were past the quarantine. You actually went back to the office for a little bit.
For like a few days.
A few days, basically. And I stayed home to basically look after Mocha and
for
train
a week,
him for a week.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that week,
yes,
is when the pandemic restrictions started
in
Australia, in Sydney.
Yeah.
And my office started saying, I think my office was one of the first ones to do it of us, between us and our friends.
Yeah, it's earlier than my office.
Yeah. So I started staying, I continued staying home, I should say. And then basically I haven't been to the office at all since then. So
it's almost like close to...
it's going to end up being 2 years.
2 years.
Because we're probably going to continue being in lockdown or at least not going to the office.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk going to the office with Delta floating around.
So all of that to say, I've basically been working from home for essentially, with one exception of one day that I can remember.
Yeah.
It's going to be about 2 years.
And like for us, it's basically for that day you go into the office, and for that week I'm in office. So we pretty much worked with each other for almost 2 years.
Yeah. So we've both been working from home.
Yes.
And then also had our dog.
Yeah.
I actually love working from home though.
Me too.
And there's a lot of reasons for it.
Yeah.
First of all, commuting is the worst thing. So okay,
but you have to let the audience know our commuting is actually not that bad.
It's still an hour.
I don't know, but we catch ferry to work.
Okay.
It's beautiful scenery.
Well, now you're making me sound privileged.
No, but still.
I mean, I am, but still.
It's 2 hours commute. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's a 2 hours round trip.
Yeah.
So we have to jump on basically a ferry, because we live along a river called the Parramatta River. And we jump on a ferry, which is essentially, there's one stop technically before us, but really ours is like the first major stop.
Yeah.
Still, we're very early in the line, and we basically take it all the way going towards the city, towards the coast. And then, at least for me, there's like another 15 to 20 minutes of walking after I get off that. So it's basically like door to door, it's like a little over an hour for me, and similar for you maybe.
For me, yeah.
And that's one way. And then going back is essentially the same. So that's 2 hours out of the day. I know that commuting in general is this is the standard that the world goes by, commuting to work. And I know there, especially in China, I know people commute for hours sometimes, a very long time. So I know people have it worse than me. I mean, I get to sit on a nice ferry.
Don't forget me. I used to commute 4 hours.
Oh yeah. So Yuna used to live way far away from the city.
Yeah.
Much more further inland, more west, even than we do now, and even longer for her. So the pain even more.
Yeah. So I have to commute for at least 4 hours.
Yeah.
For some worst days, 5 hours.
Exactly.
Just on the train.
But I just have, because think about it, we have 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
On a good day, you sleep 7 to 8 hours. So you take 2 hours out of that remaining time. That's a remarkably large percentage of time that you're just sort of waiting.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
People say, okay, well, you can work on the ferry or the bus or train or whatever. And a lot of people, when I was in the US, I had an hour commute and I was driving, so I couldn't even do that. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that. Sure, you can do that, but it never really works that well. Internet's always spotty.
Yeah.
I get kind of seasick on the ferry when I work too long, so I can't really do that much. And so you're just that's a large part of your day.
Yeah, and most of your time you just end up scrolling on social media.
Well, sure, but that would be more my fault.
Yeah,
but regardless, it's just a lot of time to be spent that you could be doing something else.
Yeah.
So removing that from my day is an instant win.
Yeah.
The other things are things like laundry or doing dishes or cleaning the house or picking up packages or anything, stuff like that. That gets relegated. That gets pushed into your free time when you have to commute and work in an office every single day.
Yeah.
When I work from home, man, I finish a meeting and I just go pop a load of laundry in the washer.
Yeah.
During the day and just let it go, and then go back and do some stuff, and then go and then hang the laundry, and then go and do some stuff, and then fold the laundry, and then if I want to go for a quick jog, even if I can go outside, if I'm at home, I just go do it.
Yeah.
And then I come back in and then do some more work.
And if you want to do some grocery shopping to avoid after work hours traffic, right? You just do during the day, 15 minutes in and out, and
exactly. It's so nice. I don't I feel very strongly that, because honestly, like I know I'm going to harp on this, but the commuting thing, if we were doing a podcast called Our Three Things, I guess it could be the same name, but it was like 3 things that take joy away from our lives every week.
Yeah.
It sounds like a miserable podcast, I guess. But if we were doing that, commuting would be like on episode 1. Like that'd be like the first thing I would talk about is like going on a commute to work.
Yeah.
I would be, I mean, there are some things I do miss about going to an office. Like I do like my office actually. Like I like the people that work there for the most part.
Yeah.
And like it's a nice atmosphere to be there.
It's nice to go there once in a while, but not every day.
Not every day. Yeah. So work from home is just so nice. Oh, and I guess I have my dog and my partner
also,
as well.
Yeah.
My Yuna and Mocha, and that's okay too, I guess. So
yeah,
that's good to be around them.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to have like a work colleague like Matt. It's pretty fun. And then we have our guest.
Did you call me a workaholic?
No, work colleague.
A work colleague. Oh, okay.
Work colleague.
It's like I'm not the workaholic on this table. That is not me. I am.
So we have this like office manager Mocha. It's actually really fun, you know. Like when you're stressed.
I've never had an office manager who demands so much from me though. He is a slave driver. Let me tell you. Every 5 minutes it's like, give me this, give me that. I want to go outside. Open the door for me. And I will say one thing. This is a slight tangent, but I will say, because we basically had Mocha. He's never experienced a time where we go to the office. Yeah. Except the only time he did at all was like when
we went traveling.
Well, no, I was gonna say the first week that we had him, and it was just me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which probably explains a lot about who he's more attached to. But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one time that we went, we were able to go like on an interstate traveling late in 2020. And then he just stayed with a sitter.
Yeah.
But that was the only time he's been without us, essentially.
Very spoiled dog.
So if we, he's the most spoiled thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, if we do ever have to go back to the office, both of us, we'll have to work with that and figure out how that'll work out. Yeah, we just have to
drop him to the daycare.
The grandma and grandpa daycare. Yeah. At least that's a free daycare.
Yes, free daycare. It brings bring joy to them as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's good for Mocha, good for the grandparents.
Okay. Well, that is our things for today. Just a couple things I wanted to mention. All the standard boilerplatey stuff. You can find all our episodes at our3things.com. Instagram at our3things. Facebook page, I should say, at our3things. And I'm also starting to put all of our stuff up on YouTube, and I'm going to start putting up some highlights from the show on there over time as I start to go back through now that I can actually look back and we have a decent amount of episodes.
I know.
Starting to build up. Yeah. Try to pull out some of the funnier bits if we have any. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I have to go back and listen to that stuff, and I'll pull out some stuff and start putting it on the YouTube channel. You can search for us there too. If you're enjoying the show, feel free to jump on Apple Podcasts and give it a rating and a review. Even if you don't enjoy it, just put something on there. If you hate it, let me know. It's always good to have haters, right? You know. No? Okay. Well, just direct your hatred at me then, and not Yuna, and I can take that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Yuna?
No, I think we can wrap it up.
All right. Well, then until next week, we will see everyone. I hope everyone has a joyful week with a bunch of lovely things. But before we go, I want everybody to remember
our fourth thing
is you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
手中雕刻神话，刀锋千转蜿蜒成花，生命中的他是桥旁帮助人家，穿过绕过发梢红衫，刺绣的那